I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Baltimore grandma shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. But before we get started with this demonstration, let me read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Salute to my moderators, salute to the replay gang, salute to the chat. Let's jump into this sad situation coming out of Baltimore.
New information about the grandmother killed in what police are calling a targeted shooting in North Baltimore. Family confirms 52-year-old Antoinette Tunstall Jennings worked for Baltimore City Schools and had just left her granddaughter's basketball game where there had been an altercation involving the two teams. Alexa Ashwell joins us live in studio with some newly obtained surveillance video that captures the disturbing, really sad crime. Alexa?
Yes, Mary, I spoke with the victim's husband off camera. As you can imagine, they're simply devastated by this crime. He tells me his wife, their son, and two grandchildren were inside this car and had just left one granddaughter's basketball game when they were ambushed at a red light. Shocking surveillance captures the ambush of 52-year-old Antoinette Tunstall Jennings, her 29-year-old son, and two granddaughters following a basketball game this past Wednesday evening. Take a look. The family has stopped at this red light at York Road and Woodbourne Avenue in North Baltimore. Suddenly, two people appear in the crosswalk on the left side of your screen. A third person exits the car stopped behind the victim's car. Seconds later, shots fired. As the suspects run out of frame, a car that had pulled up in the opposite lane just before the shooting pulls off. Two of the victims then jump out of the car in a desperate attempt to save the young grandmother's life.
We had two shooters that appeared and opened fire on the vehicle.
At the scene, Baltimore police confirmed the shooting was targeted. The next day, Commissioner Richard Worley was questioned further, specifically whether the shooting was connected to a basketball game.
I can't get into what it was connected to. I can tell you it was something that should never have escalated, as nothing should escalate to gunfire. But this was something that was a minor altercation that we believe turned into this family being targeted.
Off camera, the victim's husband tells me the family had just left their granddaughter's basketball game where there had been an altercation. The match was between Bel Air Edison and the Seed School, but had been played here at Tunbridge Public Charter School, which is just blocks from the intersection where the family was ambushed. Baltimore City Schools hasn't confirmed the altercation during the game, but did confirm Tunstall Jennings was a pre-K paraeducator at Waverly Elementary Middle School. A wife, mother, grandmother, and educator violently taken, and the suspects on the run.
This is unacceptable at any time. But when you have folks shooting and gunning down women right in the middle of a main thoroughfare over any simple thing, we will not tolerate that.
Tunstall Jennings' son was also shot, and her 11-year-old granddaughter was grazed by a bullet. Both are expected to survive. Anyone with any information on the suspects is asked to contact Baltimore police. Alexa Ashwell.
Prayers to her family. Prayers to her family. I know the area also well. That's the neighborhood that I grew up in. York Road and Woodbourne is a dangerous area. Very, very dangerous. And it's sad. It's sad because a grandmother has lost her life. A mother has lost her life. Children and grandchildren will be without their grandmother and their mother. A husband will be without his wife. It's cold. You know, it's cold. Yeah, Pee-wee. Yeah. It's cold. Like, now I met a younger brother earlier today, and me and the younger brother, we was talking, and I'm hoping that he's going to pull up and join me on the panel, because he was very knowledgeable. He had a lot of insight. And I said, young brother, I said, if I could get you to come on my platform, if you could share your knowledge and wisdom with me and the rest of my squad and the rest of the world, it would mean so much to me. So, brother, all you have to do is click on that StreamYard link that you see down there in the chat. So if you're watching, just click on that StreamYard link that you see in the chat in blue. One of the things that the young brother brought to my attention, he said that, and keep in mind, we wasn't in no argument or none of that. We were building. And I asked him, because I want to know, because me being an elder, me being in my 50s, I know that there are people out there, old and young, that can teach me. Well, I've been being taught by the older and some of those that are around my age. I want to be taught by the younger generation. He's in his early 30s. And I want to be taught by the younger generation. I want to be taught some things that I don't know. I know about that much. There's a whole lot more that I need to learn. But I asked the brother and I said, where did we go wrong? And he said to me, your generation missed the boat. He said, the 50 and up missed the boat. He also stated that we are stuck in our old ways. Things that I had already, spoke on about us being elders and everything. We're stuck in our ways. But to hear the younger brother reinforce it to me and reaffirm it, I said, you know what, brother? I can't even be mad at you. I said, because those are the thoughts that I was always thinking. And he said, you guys did a good job. Don't get me wrong. He said, but y'all missed the boat and y'all are stuck in y'all ways. I'm trying to figure out, how does someone take the life of anybody? That's first. If it's self-defense, you got to get up out of here. That's my motto. If it's self-defense and that man or woman or child takes your life, it's justified. I can understand that. It was justified. And I've been around many people that have taken the life of other people. As a man, how do you take the life of a woman? Now, according to the rumors, it was over a basketball game. According to the rumors, this happened over a basketball game. And I'm going to show a more vivid, a more clearer video so you can all see it front and center.
Now at 6, Baltimore police say 2 shooters are still on the loose after killing a woman and also shooting an 11-year-old girl and a man. Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Koken. Welcome to WJZ's All Local News at 6. We first brought you this shooting as breaking news at 11 last night. It happened around York Road and Woodburn Avenue in the Govans area. WJZ is live. Dennis Valera on your corner where it happened. And I understand, Dennis, this all started at a basketball game?
Yes, Denise, according to a letter from Baltimore City Public Schools to families, Tunbridge Public Charter School, which is just down the street from where I'm standing, was hosting a basketball game between Bel Air Edison School and the Seed School, and some kind of fight happened in the gym. Now, a nearby business's security camera did catch this whole shooting in entirety. It happened fast.
5 seconds. That's all it took for two people to walk over and then shoot into a car. Inside, a 52-year-old woman, a 29-year-old man, and an 11-year-old girl. The woman died here. Police tape still serving as a reminder of what happened.
Like, my grandmother got shot a few years ago, and it was like, I'm just tired of being in the city.
This man is one of the people who saw the aftermath. He didn't want to give his name. He says it's gut-wrenching, especially with a child involved, but he's become numb to it all.
We go through a lot of stuff, especially as a community and people around me, and it's like, it comes to a certain point in time, like, you just gotta, it just has to stop.
Baltimore City Public Schools says a fight happened at a basketball game at nearby Tunbridge Public Charter School before the shooting. While police haven't said anything on motive, early on it was ruled out this was a random shooting.
They walked up to the car and opened fire on the car. So I don't think it was random.
Baltimore saw a 23% decline in homicides in 2024 and a 20% reduction in 2023. But even with those gains, Baltimoreans say it's still too much and want city leaders to do more.
Man, help the streets. Just help the streets. Like we out here, we got people that want a job. If they have a job and they can get money and stuff like that, there won't be no killings.
Now, as of this morning, according to police, Baltimore has reported over 10 homicides so far this year. This is the same number of homicides we were at this point last year. Now, non-fatal shootings, they are down. Police only reporting 16. At this point last year, there were 20. Reporting live on your corner.
Now, many say, get more jobs because the people don't have jobs. That's why the killing is taking place. I beg to differ. I disagree with that. I believe that there are plenty of jobs out there. It may not be the job that you and I want, but there's plenty of jobs out there. So I disagree with that. I think that it all starts with how we think. I think it's about our perceptions. I think that if you change the people's mind frame, and it can be done, that's why we're where we're at now. Somewhere, the people's mind frames were changed. Like I said in a previous demonstration, in the 80s, if you go back to the 80s, our mind frame, our morals, the values, the principles that we stood on was completely different from today. How we act, how we move, it was completely different from today. What happened? And I'm sure we all know what happened. And I'm sure we all know why it happened. But until the people's mind frame change. Man, my sister was talking about when Oprah Winfrey built the school in Kenya. And I believe it was Queen Latifah built the school in Jersey. I'm not sure, but they was giving Oprah a hard time about why did she build that school in Kenya but didn't build it here in America. And, of course, people came to her defense and said because if she would have built that school here in America, if she would have built that school in a predominantly black area, if she would have built it for black people, chances are that that school would have been destroyed. Black people, we have to do better because before anybody can respect us, we don't even respect ourselves. And I know other nationalities participate in evil acts. Other nationalities participate in wicked ways. They do wicked things. However, our wicked ways, everything negative that we do, it gets promoted. Appreciate that copyright disclaimer, Ms. Parker. It gets promoted and it's used to keep us down. They promote it so strategically. That our babies, our young children, they grow up imitating it because they think that it's right. They don't know no better. The babies that grow up to imitate this, they don't know no better. It's up to us. To make it better for them. You're not going to go to no nationality and you turn on their radio stations. You are not going to hear no rappers of their own disrespecting they women. And this is why the black women say, and this is why it's a fact, black women are the least protected on the totem pole. We disrespect our black women like drinking water, like you have to disrespect the black woman. And it just didn't start today. We've been disrespecting the black woman since hip hop first started. Now, in the 60s and the 50s, those brothers did not make records degrading black women. Those brothers from the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s, they made love records. They made love songs. Now, there were black women during those times that disrespected themselves. Those were the prostitutes. Those were the Jezebels. They disrespected and gave black women a bad name. It was nothing that we could do about it as men. So we was free from being responsible for those kind of women. Hey, a hoe gonna be a hoe. And no matter how much righteousness I promote to her, no matter what of all of the above that I put in her face, a hoe gonna be a hoe. So as men, we are free from that. So during those times, there were women that were degrading themselves. We didn't hold the responsibility. Those R&B singers, those Motown singers, they were all about trying to uplift the black woman. Listen to the songs. So here comes hip hop. Now in the 70s, they didn't disrespect women in hip hop. They called out the skeezers, the freaks, and things of that nature. But once again, those were those that wanted to be that, but they never disrespected them. It wasn't until the early 90s when the black women got disrespected. I go back to an incident with Dr. Dre and D Barnes that hosted Yo MTV Raps. And Dr. Dre whipped D Barnes' ass from NWA. He whipped D Barnes' ass. And people glorified it. And that was the tipping of the iceberg when it came to us disrespecting our black women. We've reached a level where we just saw men walk up to a car. They knew who was in that car. 3 people got hit. The grandmother, I think the 2 grandchildren, the grandson and the granddaughter. They knew exactly who they were going to pop. How is it that it's just that easy? Because as you see, they went up, no hesitation or nothing. They was about their work. How is it that you can shoot in a car? You can take the life of a woman. How is it that you could take the life of a woman allegedly over a basketball game? You know, like I said, I know situations occur. I know things happen. You know, let's keep it 100. Things happen. But is an argument over a basketball game, is it warrant for somebody to be ambushed and killed? In my opinion, it don't. It don't. You know, like I said, I can give you justified reasons. But I know, like I said, from growing up and being around some mean dudes, you know, from like I said, from being around some mean dudes in a million years, they wouldn't have never done that. And these are some official hitters, some street dudes, official. They wouldn't done that. They would have gave her a pass. Now, I can't speak for if it was a male involved, but I just know a female, they would have gave her a pass. You know what I mean? They might have sent some of their homegirls to deal with her. You know, all right, I can't touch her. I can't do nothing to her. Let me make a phone call. Send about 3 or 4 girls her way and had the girls beat her down. Like I said, it is what it is. Situations happen. I'm going to jump to the chat, y'all. Come on. Tammy says, this person couldn't have been that mad about a basketball game. Make it make sense. And some people believe that it wasn't about the basketball game. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. As far as the people that I know, as of right now, they said, Shank, it was over the basketball game. But that's deep. You know what I mean? That's deep. How are we expected to make progress with any president in office? How are we expected to make progress? How? And you all can answer this question. Are we cursed? Do we have a curse on us that can't be lifted? Are we cursed? Because it just seems like when it comes to Black people, things never get better. I mean, really get better. Yeah, we get some money. Yeah, we get a little education. Yeah, we get a little of this. We get a little of that. But as far as freedom, we still don't have our freedom. As far as justice and equality, we don't receive no justice nor equality. Just look around. Just look around. For those that follow the Shanquella Robinson case, look at that right there. Just look at that picture. Salute the cartoons that made us. The cartoon that made us says, we curse with the hood mentality too often. Blue Devil G says, Shank, I coach AAU basketball. It can get crazy at the game. Yeah, and I'm sure it could get crazy. Allegedly, a fight broke out, you know, and we see it all the time. We see it all the time, and it could be for multiple reasons. Don't believe that type of stuff. It could be for multiple reasons. You know, you might got a child that's playing, and the coach might take your child out of the game. The coach might bench your child. You know, now as a parent, you know, of course we're gonna get offended by that. Man, why bench my child? Man, you know, man, put my son back in the game. You know, and put my daughter back in the game. You know, that comes with the mentality. Y'all know how we get down. You know, man, that coach, man, he on some bullshit, man. You know what I mean? Then the coach might say something, and then the parent might be like, what? What? Nigga, what? And then we know one thing leads to another. You know, in a basketball game, one child from another team might have fouled your child, and they might have didn't call the foul. Suwap, appreciate you for pulling up. Suwap says young dudes in Baltimore don't got respect, but the shoe on the other foot. Mom's crying on the news. He was a good kid, and that's a fact. That's a fact. And this is for those moms that know what type of child you got. Know your child is out there, you know what I mean, doing their thing in the streets. Knowing your child is ignorant. Knowing your child is on that hood-ish. It's a lot of mothers, believe it or not, it's a lot of mothers that accept it and think that it's slick and think that it's cute, but it's not. It's not. I was dealing with a female. This was in my younger days. And the son was probably about 5 or 6 years old. And she was putting a do-rag. She was, you know, tying a do-rag around him, had the do-rag on, and was, you know, making his clothes hang off his pants. I said, not on my watch. I snatched the do-rag from around his head. She got mad at me. That ain't your son. I said, as long as I'm around, he gonna be my son. And so me and his father, you know, his father thanked me and said, man, thank you, man. I really appreciate you. You ain't gonna be promoting that on my watch, but he gotta be tough. Nah, he don't gotta be like that. You know, we ain't gonna bring your child up at 5 years old, teaching your child to dress this way, programming your child. Now, nobody don't want their child to get bullied and taken advantage of. That's something different. That's something different. Hey, look, son, you're gonna get into some situations where I can't help you. You're going to get in some situations where win, lose, or draw, you're going to have to throw them hands. You're going to have to fight. But that's for your child. That's for your child. But the more the story is teaching these boys, especially boys, as well as girls, because girls are watching too. And as a mother, if you are that type of mother that take pictures with your middle finger in the air, what you think your daughter gonna do? If you the kind of mother that's dressing half naked and everything on social media, what you think your daughter gonna do? Tammy says, but to take some life though, Shank. Tammy says, it's most definitely not cute. Swoop says, they said kids need their father, but the mother's worse than the dad. And that's true. That's so true. And that's how we ended up to where we're at today as far as our community. Listen, there are a lot of deadbeat fathers out there. There are a lot of black men. There are a lot of black men that are straight up bums. Can't take it from you. There are a lot of deadbeat dads out there. Can't take it from you. However, we know just as many deadbeat black men out there, it equals the amount of the women. Look at what's going on right in front of our eyes. And I say this, and ladies, just bear with me. I'll say this, not ladylike at all, because what happened mainly in the 90s, but probably in the 80s and 70s, but definitely in the 90s, we let black women move reckless. And instead of us correcting it, we gave black women a pass. When a black woman might have been a single mother, as black men, we were programmed, we were taught to take on that woman and her responsibilities. Nobody never told us, before you take on those responsibilities, first get a chance and see what type of woman she is. It was programmed to us. I got programmed that way. We all got programmed that way back in the 90s. Regardless of what, we didn't even know whether or not that woman with them kids, we didn't know whether or not that woman drove away a good man. None of that don't matter. None of that don't matter. She could be a single mother by her poor decisions, her poor choices. That's what could have led her to be a single mother. She could have had a decent man. A lot of y'all did. A lot of y'all did have good men. A lot of y'all ran off good men because y'all wanted a thug. Y'all wanted a thug. I was with females and I would ask them, what in the hell you doing with me? You got a good man. Well, see, Shank, let me tell you about him. He's too controlling. And I'm like, I don't think he's controlling, but you know I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. But why you laid up with me? I can't do nothing for you. I can't do nowhere near what he can do for you. But a lot of women left good men. And a lot of them left good men because they were going by what they homegirls said. A lot of them left good men because they were going by what they mothers. They were going by what they mothers said, not knowing the relationship between the mother and the father. We get blindsided. Mom Dukes, I've got to talk to the people. Mom Dukes have blindsided us for many, many years. Mom Dukes didn't tell us exactly the whole story. But because dad wasn't in the house, dad wasn't around, and that's Mom Dukes. We're going to ride or die for Mom Dukes. Mom Dukes can't do no wrong in our eyesight. However, Mom Dukes was doing a lot of wrong out of our eyesight that we ain't know about. We thought Pops was a deadbeat dad. Some cases they were. Some cases they were. We thought Pops was up to no good. Without really getting to the bottom of things and finding out. And then it's not until later on we find out our brother really is our cousin, or our uncle is really our dad. All along, Mom Dukes had us believing that Uncle Ricky was our uncle, but when it play out, you mean to tell me Uncle Ricky is my dad? We got problems. We got big problems. And we've had big problems for a long time. Look at the community. We cannot keep putting the blame on outsiders. We cannot keep putting the blame on politicians, police. We can't keep putting the blame on them when we ain't acting right, when we ain't coming correct. We jacked up. We are jacked up. You know, for those that just pulled up, I see the chat. I'm going to come back to the chat. But I'm going to run back the news clip. Allegedly, it was over a basketball game. Allegedly, it was over a basketball game. Now, I grew up there, so I know the area very well. So the dudes, they're at the light on York Road in Woodburn. They at the light, all right? Now, it's a car in back of the car that the grandmother and them is in. If you look at this, this was perfectly orchestrated. Now, maybe I'm thinking maybe they knew where she lived at. I don't know. Maybe they were going to catch her when she made the left at the light off of York Road on the Woodburn. Maybe they was going to catch her there. However, they orchestrated it. They put this together very well. Very well. Watch the clip.
New information about the grandmother killed in what police are calling a targeted shooting in North Baltimore. Family confirms 52-year-old Antoinette Tunstall Jennings worked for Baltimore City Schools and had just left her granddaughter's basketball game where there had been an altercation involving the two teams. Alexa Ashwell joins us live in studio with some newly obtained surveillance video that captures the disturbing, really sad crime. Alexa?
Yes, Mary, I spoke with the victim's husband off camera. As you can imagine, they're simply devastated by this crime. He tells me his wife, their son, and two grandchildren were inside this car and had just left one granddaughter's basketball game when they were ambushed at a red light. Shocking surveillance captures the ambush of 52-year-old Antoinette Tunstall Jennings, her 29-year-old son, and two granddaughters following a basketball game this past Wednesday evening. Take a look. The family is stopped at this red light at York Road and Woodbourne Avenue in North Baltimore. Suddenly, two people appear in the crosswalk on the left side of your screen. A third person exits the car stopped behind the victim's car. Seconds later, shots fired. As the suspects run out of frame, a car that had pulled up in the opposite lane just before the shooting pulls off. Two of the victims then jump out of the car in a desperate attempt to save the young grandmother's life.
We had two shooters that appeared and opened fire on the vehicle.
At the scene, Baltimore police confirmed the shooting was targeted. The next day, Commissioner Richard Worley was questioned further, specifically whether the shooting was connected to a basketball game.
I can't get into what it was connected to. I can tell you it was something that should never have escalated, as nothing should escalate to gunfire. But this was something that was a minor altercation that we believe turned into this family being targeted.
Off camera, the victim's husband tells me the family had just left their granddaughter's basketball game where there had been an altercation. The match was between Bel Air Edison and the Seed School, but had been played here at Tunbridge Public Charter School, which is just blocks from the intersection where the family was ambushed. Baltimore City Schools hasn't confirmed the altercation during the game, but did confirm Tunstall Jennings was a pre-K paraeducator at Waverly Elementary Middle School. A wife, mother, grandmother, and educator violently taken, and the suspects on the run.
This is unacceptable at any time. But when you have folks shooting and gunning down women right in the middle of a main thoroughfare over any simple thing, we will not tolerate that.
Tunstall.
That's a grandmother. That's a grandmother. Men, we got to do better. We got to do better. Because as a man, even if a woman or even if the women are out of pocket, as men, we are not supposed to get out of pocket. As men, and I have to always go back, because if a woman do something to me, I have to always go back and say, Shank, yeah, she might have done something to you, but you being a man, you were supposed to have been the bigger person. I do believe that. Now, I do believe that as men, and y'all could correct me if y'all think I'm wrong. Y'all could build on it. But as a man, in my opinion, as a man, when a woman get out of pocket, as a man, we are supposed to walk away. We are supposed to give the woman a pass. And that's why I have to even come back and give apologies, regardless of how the situation may happen with me and a woman. Why? Because I believe as a man, if a woman get out of pocket with me, I believe as a man, I should walk away and give her a pass. Now, if another man get out of pocket with me, then, I can handle it. However, accordingly, I feel as though I need to handle it. But as a woman, as men, we got to just chalk it up as an L. Even if she call us a bunch of punk bitches, even if she call us a bunch of homos, all right, you got that, sis. Just walk away, because we know who we are. We know who we are as men. But this is a more clear version of the actual hit. And I mean, you could just see it was like, it's a car in front of her, then they in the car, but then it's a shooter behind them. And they car get caught at the light. And when they car get caught at the light, the two hitters, they on foot, they on feet. Watch. This is more clear.
Now at 6, Baltimore police say 2 shooters are still on the loose after killing a woman and also shooting an 11-year-old girl and a man. Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Koken. Welcome to WJZ's All Local News at 6. We first brought you this shooting as breaking news at 11 last night. It happened around York Road and Woodburn Avenue in the Govans area. WJZ is live. Dennis Valera on your corner where it happened. And I understand, Dennis, this all started at a basketball game?
Yes, Denise, according to a letter from Baltimore City Public Schools to families, Tunbridge Public Charter School, which is just down the street from where I'm standing, was hosting a basketball game between Bel Air Edison School and the Seed School, and some kind of fight happened in the gym. Now, a nearby business's security camera did catch this whole shooting in entirety. It happened fast.
5 seconds. That's all it took for 2 people to walk over and then shoot into a car. Inside, a 52-year-old woman, a 29-year-old man, and an 11-year-old girl. The woman died here. Police tape still serving as a reminder of what happened.
Like, my grandmother got shot a few years ago.
So as y'all can see, she stopped at the light. They at the light. They at the light on Woodburn, get ready to make the left. They at the light on York Road, get ready to make the left on Woodburn. And they stop. And the 2 hitters, they walk up. Prayers for the family of Antoinette. Prayers for them, because that's something that they gotta live with the rest of their life. Of course, the husband not gonna be right, because the husband gonna always feel like he let her down. He gonna always feel like he should have been there. The grandkids, the grandson, it's that's traumatized. It was premeditated. And I believe that we are so far gone now. We are so far gone now. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that we are so far gone now. It's going to take something more tragedy than this for things to turn around. My opinion, it's going to take for America to hit rock bottoms. And maybe everything that's going on in the White House now with Trump, maybe that will be the repercussions when it all play out. Maybe Trump will shake things up so bad that the American people will fall so low that they ain't gonna have no other choice but to do right. Because we gone, y'all. We gone. We are gone. We are gone. I'm going to take a few more comments, then we're going to get out of here. Sharon says condolences to the family. Sue Whoop says they going off the streets. Police know it was a fight. Then guns got pulled. Oh, best believe police knocking. Soon cameras don't lie. And that's what my people said as far as what happened. It was over. Basketball game. Salute, Nika. Salute, Nika. Appreciate you for pulling up. Salute, Nika. Wow. 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 I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I will leave the chat running and y'all can hang around. Salute everybody.
Only vote because other people vote for this person or that person. Let me ask you, do you really know why you are a Democrat? Do you really know why you are a Republican? Do you really know why? Do you really know why you voted for Trump? Do you know why you voted for Biden? These are questions that I need for you to answer. For everybody that's catching this on the replay, please leave a comment in the comment section and let me know why you are Democrat. Let me know why you are Republican. Because believe it or not, many of y'all are Democrats because your family members was Democrats. Many of y'all are Republicans because your spouse is a Republican. Many of y'all don't know why you are Democrat or Republican. Now this, what went wrong with the Baltimore City Police Department and Freddie Gray?
Give me a Mac and a 9 and I'm armed to do it. I had them slugs run up in you like embalming fluid. I'm out that mob and I got the scars to prove it. What's the point of holding heat without the heart to use it? Cops are clueless, so they can't stop the movement. I'm a YG nigga and the Glock is ruthless. FM is the main attraction. Aim the Gatlin and watch niggas fall like it's a chain reaction. Mainly stacking, now that the game is black, and I'm the first in command and shake rocks the captain. And my flow changed from white gold to platinum. I put the yay down, cutty. Now I'm finally rapping. Better lay down, buddy, or you know what I had.
The first thing that went wrong was they pursued her. They never were supposed to pursue her. They didn't have probable cause to pursue her.
This is real Baltimore. No. This is what people have to wake up and wonder where they're going to go to get a meal.
That wasn't the first riot. The first riots happened with when the Baltimore banks made bad investments. You had a riot that was known as the Baltimore Bank Riot. I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing the mother of the year, but we have to look at how they played that whole situation. It goes back to the old Willie Lynch. When she went upside his head and smacked him and everything. Now, if I'd done it, a black man would have done that on national television. They would have locked me up.
I'm from the city that reads, my city still bleeds. And homicides multiply like cops with keys, you do the math. On my block you won't last, as a youngin' had to be gunning and you won't last. Don't show me a cannon, my reach too fast, don't think I wasn't. Got the rumor mill buzzing, my hootin' sent your cousin back to you with a concussion. Just cause my teeth is flashing, didn't think that I would blast him. Not unless he touched my faction, and we gotta get the mashing. A DE when we catch him, rest in pieces with they tagging. You never catch me bragging, that's the code I live by gladly. Protect me and my family, cause silence is a virtue. Then them boys, they come to hurt you, and who you gon' run to? They labeled you a cold blue, now your own family don't know you. Your neighborhood don't trust you, now see all the issues go through. Snitches get stitches, man, for running your mouth in my block. Not the corner, not the wire, where the cops cocking fire. Ain't no way to get you higher, it's my block.
Now let me take it elementary school. The man has to step up and take his full responsibility back into the community. Your OGs, I need the OGs to be real OGs, man, and
let the young ones know that it's not about banging that gun. It's not about killing. But, you know, teach them, man. Look, go to school, get an education.
We out that mall, and it's simple and plain.